welcome back to another episode of Diary of a Professional. It's Lou here.
Ashley.
Yes. We are back with another one. As usual, we will get into our gratitude. Mm-hmm. You want to start? Because we don't know mine yet.
Yeah, I'll start. I'll start. So I guess I'm grateful for the school season to be ending.
Mm-hmm.
I actually enjoy this time when I see my patients and they're like showing me their prom photos and telling me where they're gonna go and their
Right.
game plan, what's next for them, what's in store. I like this time of year. I'm grateful for having such a rapport with my patients that they like come and see me just to tell me
I love that.
what they have in store for themselves, and it's exciting and I feel like a proud mother in a way.
Mm-hmm. And they're transitioning.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I at least impact some of these kids' lives, that they come back and tell me
I hear you.
things that are going on in their lives.
I love
So
that. I
yeah.
love that. You know what? Speaking of kids, I guess I am grateful as even though mine are getting older, they're still like they love their mommy. Like they kind of still want to be around me. Like, the other day and my homegirl was putting me on. She said, "This might be the Jamaican and Haitian in your son." Because I was leaving for work and he's like, Mom, whether I'm going to school or you going to work, it's just like whenever we're apart, I just don't feel like myself. Like I don't feel whole. And I was just like, this boy about to have me call these people and say I can't be here no
Wait,
more. You can only find me in the hours that he's dead asleep and I know he won't be up because what am I supposed to say after
he knows how to tug
that?
at some heartstrings, though.
He does. He does. So, they can have a stanko attitude when I'm around, but let me be at work. Mommy, I miss you when you coming home. So I'm gonna just be grateful that they still like me. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. But and who cares if they like me? I like me. Um, and I think in me liking me, it's been happening. Feel a lot. I don't. I think it's partially because getting older, and I think I'm becoming more intentional with my life. But sometimes being at home and being around the kids or the family, it can be a lot of chaos. It's a lot of either craziness going on or a lot of routine where you just kind of don't get to sit with yourself. But, recently Ashley and I got to have a moment away where we got to sit with ourselves a little bit, even in the midst of doing a lot. You know, it was a balance, but we got to know ourselves a little better. So maybe we can get into that a little bit and the way that, we travel and take trips and do things and get deeper into ourselves.
Yeah. 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 Costa Rica. Costa Rica.
Pura
Um,
vida, baby.
Pura Vida, I feel like we've been wanting to go there for some years now when we finally made it there.
Yes.
Finally made it there. And it was beautiful. Every moment of it to me, I feel like it was beautiful.
Yeah.
From the time we got picked up. By the way, just saying off the record, if you guys ever need a private taxi ride or anything like that, look up My Day Trip. Just a shameless plug for them and see if
Okay.
that's available in that country because that changed the game for us. So we hope you
Game
guys
changer
out
for
there
me.
listening, if you guys are thinking of traveling, look up My Day Trip to see how they can accommodate you. They even add on tours in their trip for you if you want to, by the way. Yeah, that was my shameless plug for them. I just wanted to put that out there. But
Yeah.
so it was such a beautiful time out in Costa Rica, and I feel like you were saying, when you're just in the usual chaos, the mundane life on top of that, and take a step back, and take a step back, you get to relax and just really be alone with your thoughts in a way.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that moment of just being alone with your thoughts, having time to take a step back and relax, it really can put things in perspective for you. Because I
Yeah,
feel sometimes you can be on the run, on the go, and what's next, and what's next, and what we got to do this, we got to do that. And I feel Costa Rica was a time where we get to really enjoy life, nature, and get to know
yeah,
ourselves a whole lot more. A
yeah,
whole lot more.
yeah.
So,
I feel like, oftentimes when I go places and it's like not like a resort, or like the super touristy areas, and you get to truly see how the people live, I think that helps put things in perspective a lot for me. Like I be sitting at home, I'll be like, yo, in this country, this they're like waking up right now and they living their life and they doing things normal and I'm sitting here like in the middle of traffic. You know what I mean? I just I think you get a pure essence of life and how sometimes you can slow it down and be okay because we're so, especially now, we're so on the go. Everything's like instantaneous, whether it's your phone, you're sending messages, whatever, 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 and everyone's cool, just like walking around, chilling, in their yard, whatever, with not a lot of stimuli, but a whole lot of satisfaction and contentment. How did we get there?
yeah. So I think it was great just for that in itself. The people there were so beautiful and so lovely. And also, just like one of the hotels we went to, we were kind of remote, right? Like we're kind of even out of the
Yeah,
town of La Fortuna. And it was definitely beautiful in terms of just being one with yourself again, or realigning yourself. At least for me, I felt like I was just realigning myself. And I realized there were things in my life I just needed to change. Like I wanted to get back
mm,
and get to changing some things around.
right.
So I felt like certain things that weren't working for me, I needed to let it go. I really do feel like Costa Rica is one of those places where it can transform you. Because I just felt so
Yes.
peaceful and so light there that I wanted to make sure that transcended into my everyday life, or how can I make my everyday life more smoother, easier. So I was at that trip, I
Yeah.
was ready to let go of anything that was hindering me from peace and light.
Mm,
And I love that for me, and I love that Costa Rica provided that for me, and I love that I'm going to go back to Costa Rica because it was so profound for me. So
yes.
yeah.
Yes. Let me tell you, I have yet to ever do solo travel, but I have a friend who did it there, and she was like, she's had such an awesome time, and it's such a great place that has many different locations that are just amazing. Like, we almost like, how you like, okay, I'm going here, and then when you get there you meet people who are like, oh yeah, I'm going here, 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 all within that same country, and you like, damn, I'm doing this wrong, but you still don't feel like you missed out on anything because where you are, you're getting so much of it and so much from it. It was beautiful seeing a whole lot of solo female travelers, black female travelers. Like, we've seen some young girls. We see some, a lot of women. Shout out to the ladies though, sidebar, who are like, I'm finally free. And when I mean free, I mean divorce. And they're like, I'm living life now. It starts today. 40-year-old women who are like, yep, this is where it just like, kind of speaks to you like, come here, like, be whole, experience things, and have a great time. So good.
Yeah, I love that too. That woman we met, definitely, definitely, I will remember her to be like, yeah, I'm 40 something and I'm divorced. Like she was just like, I'm divorced. And you can feel once again that
Right.
lightness from her. Like, this is my time now. You felt it.
Yes,
And I feel like I don't know, something
for
in the air in
sure.
Costa Rica that make you feel like it's your time. Like, what do you want to do? Kind of feeling. Like, what do you want to do? That's how
Yes.
Costa Rica felt. Like, what do you want to do with yourself?
Mm-hmm. And
Okay,
we'll
you want to
find
do
it.
this? Okay, do that.
It will
That's how
find
Costa Rica felt to me. And it was so dope because we even had the chance to even like have dinner with one of the solo female travelers too. It was great to just like even just walk down the street and you could be like, "Hey, black girl. Hey, black girl." It was such a unifying moment of just seeing so many just black solo travelers, female travelers, just doing it and just be like, "I see you. I see you." You know,
it. Mm-hmm.
it was great for that
Mm-hmm.
too.
Mm-hmm. It was great because they definitely were not on our plane. The men's might have been, but they had company. Not that we were checking for them anyway, but it was nice once we got there to be like, they're here. We're here.
Yeah,
We're here. So good.
yeah. And even just in that area in La Fortuna, places close early, and getting taxi cabs is
Mm-hmm.
not as easy at that time of night. Just for them to be so friendly and just be like, "Hey, you know what? We have a friend that we're gonna call up. They can take you back to the hotel." They were just so friendly and so kind.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's one of the most safest countries I've been to so far. One of the safest countries. I felt like I can just
Yeah. Where you
walk down
can
the
feel
street
like
and
you aren't, yeah, for sure. Even their stray dogs
yeah,
aren't that bad.
exactly. So I
I
did
will
love how
say,
they would look
in
out for you.
also finding, parts of yourself or figuring things out about yourself, you also find out things about the people you travel with. I always say, like, my one of my personal mottos is like, okay, if you don't live with someone, like, how they say you really know someone when you live with them, travel with them. That's a quicker, cheaper way to find out some things about some people because you with them 24/7. A lot of things aren't going to always go as planned, especially if you're in a country that's, doesn't speak your language. And what I will say, what I do also enjoy about Costa Rica is while it is great for tourists, it is not catered to tourists. So, people are out there living their lives. It's not like, at least the part that we went to, it's not just a whole bunch of rows of hotels and things,
Right.
just for, Americans or Europeans to enjoy. Because sometimes I feel like when we go to those kind of places, and I love those kind of places, like even our islands, because their economy and their industry is so tourist forward that it's like, are you getting the real authentic thing? You know, are these people being worked to the bone for, low wages? And I kind of hate seeing that, but this wasn't that. And that made me happy. But they're super kind and super, super accommodating. But getting back to like knowing someone. So, like Ashley said, she missed her calling maybe a little bit because she is a trip planner extraordinaire. Y'all gonna have to pay her for her itineraries every time I go on vacation. People be like, it looks so bomb, it looks so bomb. It's Ashley. It's Ashley with her research. It's Ashley with everything that just makes it go oh so smooth. Okay. um, but she helped me. Yes, that's you, girl. Pick up yourself. Like you did that. You did that. But I'm like, vacation is vacation. You know, if I'm traveling the States, it's a trip. If I'm going international, it's vacation. And she balanced the relaxation with some adventure. So how about you get
Oh,
into the adventure? Because that's your lane right there.
oh, wow. Thank you. I mean, yeah, you have to, you kind of know, I don't know if I should give out my sauce, my juice, my secret.
No, no, no. Keep that
I'll
for
say
keep
this.
for that.
I'll say this much. You should really, as you were saying, definitely know who you're traveling with. It's just, it makes things so much easier and smoother when you know who you're traveling with. Um, Marlo, you were my roommate. So I know who you are. We can go and travel the world together easily, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, when you're visiting a country, you kind of want to start visualizing like how do you want this to be? How do you want this to be like we're laying out on a beach vacation? Are we really trying to experience this country and its culture? Or we're just gonna be all inclusive and just stay on the resort? Like you kind of want to start visualizing how do you want to see your time at this place. And when you have that vision, I'm just a type of person who writes it out. If I know that there's something I want to do, I write it out. Literally write it out. And balance is key to everything. So we can't be running ourselves crazy thin, but like we gotta. This is a time to rejuvenate too, right? So you can't just stretch yourself thin and here, there, and everywhere. This is also a time for you to relax and just kind of enjoy and sit still in a way and take it all in. So that's how I kind of handle things. But I like to deal with a lot of operations. I'm very big on like operations
Yes.
of traveling. It's like, okay, great, we're doing this, but how are we going to get from here to here? And how does this work? Or what's the next step to go to here to here?
Mhm.
Or, I'm a little anal with those kind of things, but it just makes traveling so much easier when you kind of figure out those little knickknacks, those annoying parts of just traveling. But yeah, thank
Right.
you, boo. I'm gonna toot
Yes.
my horn. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a good time. Traveling with me is a good time.
She is. She is.
I know I get hit up all the time to be like, "Yo, can I travel with you?" It could only go to certain people.
Okay.
Could
Because
only
I
go
was
to
about to
certain
be like,
people.
who else coming? Who else coming? Okay.
I could only dish that out and let only certain people experience that.
Right.
But let me humble myself quickly.
No, no, no.
But
It's true because there's
yeah,
some people who, on paper, everybody want to come in the group chat, right? So you put down the prices, and this is what it's going to cost. Then it gets silent. No, we don't. We don't do that. We don't do that. You know what I mean? You start to realize how flexible people really are. And I think
yeah,
sometimes the things that people like don't expect when they're home. They want this like higher level of service, like over and beyond, just because they put a little $2 on something, and that's crazy to me. So I think even if you're just going, I don't know, I feel like we are blessed and fortunate that we are able to travel and have these great experiences. But clearly, that's not everyone's reality, you know? And I'm just like,
yeah.
I mean, even for my birthday this past February, in my mind, I'm like, I always travel, right? But something wasn't clicking. It wasn't hitting. Like, I looked at this place and do I want to do this? And
Hmm.
it wasn't really working out. And I decided to have a staycation in the beautiful city of New York. Baby,
Yeah,
it was a time. It was a time. Okay.
it was an amazing
I
staycation too.
loved Okay. Like I went to the spa, and even though my birthday's in February and it's winter, the sun was fully out. And it's crazy the way I said I wanted to be on an island. I wanted to be on an island. But I wasn't that specific, and the Lord somehow still gave it to me because I was on Manhattan Island and Governor's Island, and I got to be by the water, which is like my favorite thing. And it was so relaxing. And I was with my travel buddy. So she just makes things real nice and smooth too. Okay. And you can take that time away in the little ways, and I think it felt like a reset. Like everyone's, quote unquote reset is January 1st. Mine happened to be a month later. And I think it just helped continue the path that Costa Rica continued. And it was wonderful.
Hmm. Yeah. And I don't know. Also, the staycation made me fall in love with New York all over again.
Yeah.
It made me fall in love with New York all over again because, like I said, the hustle of it all, the go, 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 constant moving, moving, moving. There, sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't wait to just get out of New York or live out of this country. That's my usual way of thinking. But that moment we had the staycation and was just out there for the few days in the city, I was like, oh my gosh, like I love New York so much. I was like, yo, New York is
Right.
just so amazing.
Right.
And I just to get reacquainted back with New York again and just be like 20-year-old city girls like we used to be, you know? So
Yeah.
I did like that staycation a lot, a lot, a lot, a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to always be traveling, you know? But it's interesting how God can just make things happen for you in different ways. You see how God just gave you some water and sun and was like, boom, here you go. I got you. I got you. I got you. You want that for your birthday? I got you.
Every time. Our hotel was
Yeah.
across from like
Um,
my favorite restaurant.
yeah.
That was by mistake, but not really. That was God engineering,
Hmm.
those little things.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, you can just make sometimes a vacation a staycation and it could be so memorable too, you know? And I think that was
Yeah.
the beauty of your birthday, this past birthday, for sure.
Yeah. And you know how I
Um,
know it was really
but
good?
when it comes to, hmm,
I did not see a single
how you
rat
know?
the whole trip.
Yo, I did tell you my last
Yeah.
time seeing a rat. It was so traumatizing, right? This is like now just being off,
No.
going off topic. The most traumatizing thing. I'm trying to take the trash out. I'm trying to take my trash out. That's all I was trying to do. What happens? I open up the trash. I see a rat just swirling all in the trash. I dropped dropped my bags in so quickly and ran. Like I was so frightened. I was like stressed. That was like several
Oh
months
man.
ago, and it's still so vivid in my mind,
How
all
so
in my
mad?
mind. I can't. I can't. I can't. At any rate, I don't want to go into
Positive vibes
those
only.
rats. Oh, that's right. You had an amazing birthday because not one was seen. Not one was seen. We got through it nicely without any issues of that. But the thing about traveling too, I mean, granted, I feel like in every place I've been to, I feel different each time when
Mm,
I leave a place, each country.
yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I've just gained so much as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't even know how to explain it. How am I going to explain this to the people? It's just each time I travel, I just feel like it's such an experience that I'm like, wow, like life is beautiful.
Uh-huh.
I think
I
that's
know
what I'm trying to
exactly
say.
what you
Like
mean.
each time I travel, it's like God is good. Like life is so beautiful. Like this experience was, I could never remake this memory ever again, and it was so beautiful.
Mm, mm-hmm.
So even just leaving Costa Rica, it was like a piece of my heart. I left there.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, this was beautiful.
yeah,
And that's how I feel about traveling. It's just I just feel like a different person each time. Like I just gain something more. I don't know how to explain it than just life is beautiful. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. And I
But
think when you're doing it
y'all.
with people that you enjoy, when you're, you know, experiencing a different culture, and like I said, there's always a time to be on somebody's resort, but if you can go somewhere that, especially I feel like walkable cities, you know, maybe that's part of why I enjoyed New York a lot too, because, you know, you just stumble on things. You can just be walking down the street and you're like, hey, that place looks good, or I like the music that they're playing, or they have a good vibe, or something looks cute in the window. It just kind of like lures you in, or it kind of speaks to you. And I feel like in those kind of situations, things are just put properly in your path that enhance your experience, and you meet people that you never forget. And you know, where we were in Costa Rica was definitely a walkable place. I'll say when I was, you know, in Barcelona, it was walkable. Amsterdam was walkable. New York City is walkable. So, you know, when we just happen to be walking by, hey, that bakery looked good, and we had a good old tea, you know what I mean? Those are the things that I feel it's like this charm. It's a charm. I don't know. You're
Hmm.
right. I don't have the words for it.
Yeah. It's hard to, I don't know. But charm is good. I like that. I like the charm. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So everyone out there, what is the way that you ladies and gentlemen, I guess, realign yourself? How do you bring back peace in your life? Or what has been something transformational for you that you feel like you need to pivot and direct somewhere else, some other path? Has any traveling done that for you? I don't know. Let us know. But definitely check out Costa Rica. We are hoping to get back there. There's so many different areas of Costa Rica we want to visit. Yeah, let us know your thoughts. So, till next time, everyone, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, let us know, put us on. And our next episode is our last episode for the season.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
take care, everyone. Till next